走り出せ走り出せ空高く波動を差し
Hi guys, it's Wasabi Fold back here again with some One Piece videos for you, trying to get back into the swing of things. And today we're going to be discussing my predictions for One Piece chapter 839. There's going to be no chapter next week, so I thought I'd give you guys my prediction. And this is one that I had right away after reading the chapter and thinking about it for a little while. And really, I'm going to be addressing in this video what I think Cracker's counter is and who will actually end up defeating Cracker, because I do not believe it will be Luffy. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on in this fight. Before I get into who I think will help Luffy, I want to address some issues that I have currently with predictions in One Piece fandom. I feel like people just want too much too quickly. I get it, you know, Zoro didn't really have any fights in it, but just because this is literally Luffy's first major fight against any opponent since beating Doflamingo, and you're hearing people on the forums talk about they want Gear 5 and they want new form of Gear 4 and they want this and that, and I feel like people are just asking for too much too quickly. I think Oda's style is always to treat the introduction of the gear with a certain level of reverence. It has to be something that's really, really big that Luffy is using this gear for the first time on. And I don't see Cracker, random commander number 1, that we met in the New World, as the opponent that Luffy has to use a Gear 5 on. I think that's more in line with Luffy's either first defeat of an admiral or his first fight against the Yonko. I don't see him using Gear 5 so soon after introducing Gear 4, especially when you think about how the fight with Doflamingo went down. Luffy had Gear 4, he tried it, he failed with it the first time, and then after 10 minutes he said he was going to go all out on Doflamingo and he was going to finish it with one powerful attack. And he went Gear 4 again, he didn't go Gear 5. I mean, if in the time between him defeating Doflamingo and getting to Whole Cake Island, which is what, I think 5-6 days, he suddenly has Gear 5 up his sleeve, why didn't he use it when he got his haki back on Dressrosa? Why was Doflamingo not worthy of it? An opponent who had angered Luffy to his absolute most. Why was he not worthy of Gear 5, but suddenly Cracker is? It doesn't make sense to me. The fact that Luffy went Gear 4 again after he got his haki back means that Gear 4 is his ace. It is his top of the line technique. And the King Kong gun is his most powerful attack. And I don't see any reason why that would so quickly change to where he always had a Gear 5 up his sleeve. If he did, I think it would have come up against Doflamingo, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. So I don't believe that Luffy will use Gear 5 to beat Cracker. And I don't subscribe to the idea that Gear 4 has multiple forms because of the Lion, the King, the whatever. The name of the attacks have clearly been modeled after those animals, so I don't see why the forms should be either. Luffy clearly took inspiration for all of his attacks from the animals that he met on the island since the time skip, so I don't think suddenly Gear 4 is suddenly modeled after the animals. If it was, I think the name of the gear would more reflect a monkey or something monkey related and not just the generic Bonksman name. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get more into the focus of this video, and that is Cracker's counter and who I think will assist Luffy. And really the answer is quite simple. I believe that Jinbei will be the one who steps in next chapter to aid Luffy and defeat Cracker. And the main reason why Jinbei will defeat Cracker is that Jinbei is the perfect counter to Cracker. Cracker's fruit, the Biscuit no Mi, has one fatal flaw: the fact that it is biscuits. As much as he has improved that to a point where his haki is just to make it incredibly powerful, this fruit, when it boils down to it, all of the things that form from it are just biscuits. And biscuits, when they get wet, they lose their structural integrity. They become very soft, easy to rip apart, and they really just kind of melt away, especially when exposed to tons of water. So really, the truth of the matter is that Cracker's ability, while good against blunt force opponents, cannot hope to stand up against the power of Fishman Karate, because Fishman Karate and its water techniques will basically blow right through any of Cracker's armors in a heartbeat. So in my opinion, Jinbei will step in. We don't know where he is. He's kind of MIA right now. Last news, he was supposed to be quivering in fear from Big Mom and he ran away. And I'll get to that in its own separate video. I'll do a theory on why I think maybe Jinbei actually did quiver in fear. I'll weigh the options both ways. But I'll save that for another video for you guys. Just got so many ideas to catch up on. So, that's what I think. I think Jinbei will step in. His ability perfectly counters Cracker, and then Luffy and Jinbei can reunite in the forest, and it's the perfect place for them to reunite because even though a whole bunch of Big Mom people are all around, they're all controlled by Nami and the Beaver Card, so they can't do anything. They'll probably be able to meet up and have a good discussion and a good reunion and a good chat about where they currently are as far as their position in the crew. And I think this is the perfect place for them to meet up because it is outside of Big Mom's eyes. And then of course I think Cracker he'll probably either get knocked out or he'll retreat severely wounded from Jinbei. So that's my thoughts on chapter 838, the fight with Cracker and Luffy and where it might be heading. Tell me what you guys think, if Jinbei actually is a viable counter. I think he is. I think it's quite obvious when you think about it. When you take a biscuit and you put it inside water and you pour water on it, it becomes very soggy and it doesn't become as hard or as rigid. Quite clearly, water counters Cracker. So I think Jinbei being the one is just the perfect person to insert at this point in the story to keep it moving along. Oda's been kind of rushing this arc because he has to honestly. So I'm glad that we're gonna move along and this would progress the story a lot further. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This is Wasabi Fold signing out.